of the work that you've done, Gary. It's in partnership with our president, Mpho Madolo, would like to introduce you to now. The two of you worked tirelessly. It was wonderful to see how you've built this chapter over the last few months. And actually it started before these last few months. Just about Mpho has been instrumental in the initiation, the setup of this South African chapter, along with Gary. And Mpho is serving as the current president of the chapter. Mpho is passionate about IT value delivery through strategic partnering, with almost 20 years experience across multiple industries, too many to mention. And she's also got significant experience in driving the formation of enterprise-wide BRM capability with a CBRM. And we've been very lucky to tap into not only a broad experience, but your motivation, Mpho. It serves as very motivational for all of us, and it's much appreciated. And with that, over to you to just introduce the chapter and the board.
Thank you, Bez. I'm getting warnings that my audio may not be that great, but please give me an indication. So I am quite excited. I mean, this is a significant milestone to have grown so much within a short period of time. The chapter, I get goosebumps every time I look back at where we started. You know, it hasn't always looked like it was something concrete, but the more I look at what we have achieved, is the more I really get those goosebumps that I spoke about. The South African chapter, as Gary has already mentioned, this is the very first chapter that we were afforded an opportunity to form within the BRM Institute. And thanks, Aaron, for that opportunity, really. Our journey, I must say, really just began around 2017 when I first got introduced to Gary, I think around 2016 towards the end. And, you know, as they say, the rest is history. So what we really wanted to achieve with the chapter was to, far and foremost, just have that environment, that home for professionals, whether you are identified as a business relationship manager, a business partner, and anyone really that deal with relationships. As Aaron mentioned, we are now identifying as a relationship company. So really, this is quite broad, and I see this growing beyond what we actually think it would grow into, simply because we leverage relationships every step of the way. So our chapter, really, the objectives, as you can see, is to promote the connections, is to promote education, exchanging of knowledge and skills, just providing that platform that I believe is long overdue for professionals that are playing in this space. I think, Gary, it was you who mentioned that initially one would be tempted to believe that we are slanting more towards IT relations. But in fact, this is much bigger than that. We're talking business partnerships in HR, business partnerships in finance, in supply chain, and you know the list is endless. So for me, I'm quite excited that we will carry each other through this chapter, and we will continue to forge even more relations as we move forward. Just in terms of how far we've come now, even leading up to this event, we've got an amazing team of individuals that are here on a voluntary basis. Every one of us here is volunteering, and it's been an amazing journey. I actually believe we are family here. We work so well together, and it is just, you know, that concept of shared ownership, Aaron, that you've mentioned, that has gotten us this far. And I have no doubt that we will continue to forge ahead in that manner as well. If I may just briefly introduce the team, we have myself, obviously. You know, I've taken up the role, and I've just accepted when I got nominated to just, you know, carry through with the team until we actually have the next round of elections. We have Thamsanqa Lubede, who is our Vice President and Treasurer. We have Dikeledi Ngwenya, who is our secretary, and she's also caretaking the events coordination role. We have Nora Hwale, who is our membership coordinator. There's BRM. Bez, you need no introduction. You've been introduced beyond what we can see here on the screen. We have Lydia Mulife, who is our academic relations coordinator. And we have Mabel Twale, who's looking after our marketing and communications portfolio. There is Andre Jordan as well, who is our certification coordinator. And we have Gary Hardy. Gary, I don't need to say more. I think you play more than just the role of a chapter relations officer. I do not want to actually leave out, there is Mark Morley may not be showing on the screen here, but I mean, I always call him the fuel of what we get to do here. You know, he's the wind beneath our wings. And I would like to just acknowledge Mark as well, who is helping out with anything and everything whenever he's needed to do so. So this is our team. And like I said, there's always going to be an opportunity to join the team, to lend a hand, and just to assist us to build this community going forward. We are going to have elections in the near future, and we do want to urge everyone to actually put their hands up, you know, to make sure that they also, you know, participate in growing this community. So thank you, guys. I just wanted to thank you also for just, you know, being so easy to work with and for making life that much more easier up until this point, and I believe going forward. Actually, I just want to also say the concept of relationship is quite broad, and we've got this philosophy within the chapter that says we're not going to go anywhere far if we don't hold hands with other institutes out there. So we have actually, even in this COVID situation, it's quite interesting how we have managed to build relations with other organizations, such as your Good Governance Academy. I see we've got, we've been joined up, I think it was last month where we've been invited to actually go and attend the presentation, the colloquium, the fourth colloquium by Carolyn, you know, with Professor Marvin King there. It was actually a phenomenal one to attend. We are hoping to grow those relations as we move forward. Thank you, Carolyn and the team. We've got ISACA as well. Gary, this is your baby. I mean, your history with ISACA goes a long way, and we are happy to leverage those relations going forward. We've got the IITPSA. Thabo Mashehwane also managed to grace us last year when we had a mini session where we wanted to just build up the community. We were just starting out, and he actually was gracious enough to be part of that. So we've got relationships there as well that keep growing. And last but certainly not least, we've got the IIBA South Africa. Bez, you've already mentioned that Edward is here. Edward is our brother, you know. Edward has opened himself up to actually walking the journey with us. The IIBA has been around for quite some time. And I think the understanding is that there's a lot to leverage from this community, especially because we also have those natural synergies with the business analysis profession as BRM. So it's great to have you here as well, Edward, and our journey has just begun. This list is not exhaustive. Like I said, that we are in the spirit of saying, let's leverage relationships. So we really quite open to embrace and to run and to walk with anybody else that we believe is going to form part of this wonderful journey. So yeah, we are open. We are open to all of that. Thank you so much. This is all I needed to just share with you. And I would like to urge everyone to partner with us, and let's ride on this wave. Thank you.
Thanks for that wonderful introduction, Mpho. And as Mpho says, it is a journey. We are just getting started, but it's really exciting to have so many partners on board with us. And just in terms of the discussions that we've had so far with Gary, Erin, and Mpho, please feel free to ask any questions. I've said it in the beginning, some of you may have missed it, but we are going to have one question and answer session at the end, which Mark, as Mpho mentioned earlier on, the fuel and the wind beneath our wings will be, you'll be picking up your questions in the comment section. So if there's anything that, any questions relating to the previous talks and the talks coming up now, please drop them in the chat section and we'll pick them up for the Q&A. And then